Hi, everybody. Dion here. And we are on to chapter 2 of the stepped approach. In the first chapter, we talked about anything is possible with a stepped approach. Go back and look at that video, watch that video, download the Revenue by Design Benchmark Guide if you haven't already. Today, we're going to dive into chapter 2, which is really about teaching the concept. And with this chapter is for leaders. The whole book is for leaders, but this chapter is one that as a leader, I encourage you, all of us, to really pay attention to because leaders, we talk too much and we talk at our teams without having a credible anchor for them to go on. So chapter 2 is again going to reference the benchmark exercise. It's really going to drive you to reflect, which a lot of times we don't do enough of as leaders or humans, quite frankly. I know I didn't for a very long time. But reflection is the exercise that allows us to breathe and allows us to actually inhale and exhale and zoom out from our day. Because when we are pushing for a number instead of attracting a number, it is very easy to get stuck in our head. So when we think about teaching the concept, the whole goal is for us as leaders to know ourselves, establish a standard, be somebody we would want to work for, and be somebody that lets our team operate in a system that makes them better each and every day. And we can only do that when we take time to reflect. So if this is you, this is why you need the book. I just don't understand why the team doesn't get it. I've told them over and over again, says one leader. And one of the reasons the team is not performing is because their leader is not following a stepped approach to teaching concepts to team members. In this book, you'll come across the three-step approach that I teach not only myself, that I use not only myself, but I also encourage others to use, which is a three-part approach in our head when we are putting information together for our teams to consume, which is intro, teach, and apply. I want to introduce the concept, teaching the concept. I want to introduce the concept, meaning you should have a framework, and we're going to use the leadership traits found in part 2 of the Transforming Guide. Intro, teach, and apply. And that's where the reflection exercise and being able to do this work comes in very handy. Because the second part of that is as we are expecting our teams to consume and do the work, their three-part approach is learn, create, and execute. So I'm going to want my team to learn the system by which we operate. I'm going to want them to create whatever it is I'm asking them to create. And then the third thing is that I'm going to ask them to execute. So from me to you, from one leader to another that is continually honing her craft, because I fall into bad habits too. Some days I show up and tell instead of showing up and asking. And it just, you feel that tension in the room because people don't want to be talked at. This, from me to you, is exactly that. So I encourage you to learn, create, and execute your own leadership benchmark guide. Join us for chapter 3, where we talk about the positive impact of actual, essential, and effective one-on-ones. Thanks.